We're catching up on Rive here with two tribes at the mix at GDC. Let's just jump in and play some, right?
Okay, let's go. I'm in the steelwork section of the game, and I am going to show you a little bit how it works. I have this health bot here. He's following me around to keep me safe, which is pretty needed because here we're headed for the flamethrowers.
Because we get to see one of the main mechanics there straight away, the anti-gravity bubbles that sort of suspend you. It's sort of a platformer, shoot 'em up, all in one.
Yeah. For the people who don't know it, it's called Rive, the metal wrecking robot hacking shooter. And that's basically what you do. It's a combination of a platformer and a shooter, a twin stick shooter. And you get to hack your enemies to make them work for you instead of against you. And so right now I have a health bot, and when I get hit by, for instance, these guys, he'll follow me around and he'll heal me, but it's not an endless amount of health that he can restore. So I still have to be a little bit careful. And I'm actually in a section now where this is the first boss fight in the game, and I'm being attacked by this dropship, which keeps dropping exploding enemies at me.
It's an extra challenge to talk about the game while doing this. Right?
Oh yeah, but I've done it quite a few times, so I sort of know what's going on.
Yeah. And of course, this is the kind of game where you have to learn the patterns and memorize things.
Yes, you do. And this is the third mission in the game, and you'll have encountered these creatures before, so you'll have some experience with them. Hold on, I'll try and not get killed here. Hold on. Yeah, now it's difficult for me to talk and shoot at the same time. But the goal is to get the big guy, and I think I'm almost there. Hold on. No! Okay, I died in my own game.
It happens, right?
Yeah, I'll just try one more time.
Yeah. And I have to say that you've put a lot of attention to the explosions in this game.
Yeah, it's very important because you have to feel that you are actually hurting them. They're robots, so it's not so bad. But we want you to feel really good when you kill something or when you destroy something. But it has to be a fine balance between visual, like being visually interesting, but also you have to be able to read the scene. So if it's only explosions all the time, you don't know where you're going or you don't know where your enemies are. So we spent quite a lot of time to actually tweak this to get it to work the way it does. So I'm hoping we got the balance right. So.
Yeah, it is a little bit overwhelming when you see it at first, but then when you start playing it and you play it a little bit, you get used to it.
Yeah, well, we introduce elements gradually. So if you look at it for the first time, it's really overwhelming. But once you start to play it, you'll actually be able to scan the scene pretty easily.
Marsupial sky whale. Yeah, that's a lot of different animals.
Yeah, it's a brainchild of our writer, Niels het Hoofd. He's a Dutch writer, and he's still writing the game. So there's also a storyline and also these boss names. And I actually don't know how to pronounce it or how to translate that to Dutch, but. If it doesn't make sense, you have to tell us. So.
No, I have no idea. It kind of makes, I guess it's like a lot of mammals and flying mammals and
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But one thing that you announced not long ago was the fact that this is going to be your final game from Two Tribes. Can you tell us a little bit about that decision?
Yeah, well, we've been making games for 15 years now, more actually than 15 years. And at some point, you have to, you start feeling like it's not something you want to do another 15 years. So when we were making Rive, it was supposed to be like 6 to 9 months, and now we're already working for 2 years on this game, and it will not be out until September. And we just didn't feel like starting a new big project. And if you don't feel like that, I think you should not do it. So that's why we decided to make Rive our final game. So. That's it. Okay, I'll just.
So people shouldn't be too sad about it. It's actually something that you're choosing yourself to do.
Yeah, it's a conscious decision, and we just talked about it a lot, and we're like, okay, let's just go out with a bang, like our trailer mentioned, and just do it on our own terms. So we can just finish this quietly and give it to everybody. And we'll still support the game after release. It's not like we're dumping it on the marketplace. We're still taking our sweet time to finish it, and it's going to be the best game we've ever made. So.
And you're still aiming for all platforms, all consoles?
Yes, yes. So it's coming out for PC, PS4, Wii U, and Xbox One. So that's the plan.
All in September?
We hope so, but it's going to be a challenge. So keep your eye on our news because it might change. But
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
okay, of course, no problem.